Hey, it's Andy Blanks again, here with your final teacher prep video for Imitator. I hope it's been a great study for you. I hope you've really had some meaningful Bible study and discussion in your small group time, and I hope you've gotten to know your students a little better, build some relationships there too. So we're going to cover this last biblical truth and application point, and then we'll wrap it up. And this is a great lesson. This is a great way to end this study. You've built to this point to where maybe teenagers are kind of feeling the burden of the task of imitating God. That's a good burden to feel. It's not. We don't want them to just take it lightly and say, "Oh yeah, I got this." It's a good burden to feel. It's a good burden for all of us to feel. This call to live a godly life and to imitate God with everything we do. We're going to leave your students on this last lesson, this last session, with an encouraging high point. This idea that they don't have to imitate God on their own. They don't have to try to, work tirelessly every day in their own strength, to try to imitate God. The idea is God has given them the Holy Spirit who dwells within them if they are a believer and empowers them to imitation. And so we're going to look at Paul's description of the fruit of the Spirit from Galatians and really challenge your students and encourage them with this idea that the Spirit is in them, the Spirit compels them to imitate God, and then also look at the fruit of the Spirit as some tangible, some real life, some concrete examples to show to students to say, hey, look, you're already doing some of these things. We can already see the fruit of God's Spirit in your life, and so in these ways you are imitating God. How cool is that? And then maybe to look at those, the fruit of some of the Spirit and some of those fruits and say, hey, maybe there's some areas that you need to work on. And so identify some of those fruits of the Spirit to say, these are areas that I'm going to prayerfully rely on the Spirit to help me improve on. And so it's just a way to help your kids, help your students know, that they're not alone, to challenge them, that they're empowered, they can do this, and then to kind of look at some ways that maybe they can seek to evaluate and target some areas in their life that they need to work on. So, which is a good message for all of us. But it is the last session. End on a high point with your students, encouraging them, allow them some prayer time if possible to reflect on how they've been doing as imitators, and and then remind them again that this idea of imitating God, it's not legalistic, it's not we're going to please God, we're going to earn God's favor, it's not works based. Remind them again that they're righteous in God's eyes because of the work Christ did on the cross. But if we're going to be children of God and motivated by love for God and out of obedience for God, that we are called to have a life that's a godly life and a life that imitates our Father. So I hope it's been a great study. I wish you the best. If you have any questions or comments or follow-up, please don't hesitate to give us a call. And I hope you have a great